Hello everyone, my name is Richie and welcome back to another video. Today join me for another episode of SimRail, and today we're going to take a first look at the multiplayer mode. Let's do it. So yes, here we go, we're back on SimRail, and I've not played it for a little while. I've had to spend a bit of time trying to refamiliarise myself with the controls, but it's a game I've wanted to play more of, and the multiplayer mode is a big thing that a lot of people have said you need to give a go of. So we're going to give a go of it today and probably cause some chaos. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to jump into the main menu, show you how to get into the multiplayer mode, and then hopefully try and figure it out along the way. So join me today as we play multiplayer mode. Let's do it. So here we go, I've jumped into the main menu, and as you can see we've got multiplayer down here. So we've looked at all the other bits and bobs, so let's jump into the multiplayer mode. So if we jump into this, it will give you a whole list of different lobbies. So we need to do Europe because that's where I am, and basic map please. We've got a fair few here. We've got one with 85, one with 104. Oh my goodness gracious me. I need one that's English, please. I'm tempted just to jump into this one because it's got a fair few players, and oh, it's also got dispatchers there as well. I didn't notice that one. Right, so should we jump into that one? Yeah, next. Right, what do we want to do? We want to be a driver or a dispatcher? Definitely a driver because, I mean, I'm not very good at driving, but this I wouldn't be very good at all. So let's jump into being a driver. Next, what do we do next? We need to pick a train, do we? Okay, that's fine. Right, I don't want to drive any of them. I want to drive the one I'm familiar with. There we go. There's the train I know how to drive. So that's the one I did in the first look, and it's the only one I've driven so far. So with time, I will drive the high-speed train and the freight trains, but we're going to jump into this. So let's play. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, we're already on the move. Panic. What do we do? Do we do anything? Click to disable autopilot. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that just yet. So everything's all set up. So I would imagine we just need to press that. Yeah? Are we in control? Are we? Yeah, we're in control. Okay, panic. Right, that's interesting. You literally just jump into a train. That's really chaotic because I have no idea what I'm doing or where I even am. Where's our next? I need to look at when our next station is. So our next station's in 3 kilometres. We've also got a yellow signal in 300 metres. So, okay, right. Throws you right into the deep end. That's fine. How are things like set up over here? This is all, I would imagine, all set up already. Oh, where's our train gone? What happened there? Scenario completed? No, I didn't even do anything. Well, I'm not too sure what happened there. I just jumped into a train. So let's try that again. Right, I'm not actually too sure what happened there. So I've jumped back into the lobby and I found this one, testing and training server. I think that's a bit of me, you know. I think that's what I need before I jump into something crazy like this. So let's jump into that and hopefully jump into a train that's at a station at least. Right, we're back in the server and it's jumped us into a random train again, but we've got 10 kilometres until our next station, so hopefully that should be all good. We're also still on autopilot, so do I dare press that or do I just keep it on autopilot? I suppose one thing I could test as we go along is, can I just turn it onto autopilot if I'm struggling? Because we're in like a live lobby, I'm guessing they don't want to hold people back, so if you're struggling you can just press that and hopefully it will do it for you. Right, do we dare press it? Right, we're live, we're doing it. We are in control, so we can't press it either way as well. So we're in control of the train. There's nothing else we can do. I suppose I kind of like the fact that if you get thrown into a random lobby, you don't have to drive it straight away. You have got that autopilot thing. So if it's coming into a station or something, you can let it come into the station and then you start doing whatever you need to do. So that's kind of easier. Also, I think I've got cruise control somewhere, so I need to figure that out. I think it's a button in it somewhere, cruise control. You've got to enable it somewhere. But, oh well, it don't matter. We can just drive, release that as well, and also we've got a safety system. So we've got 6 kilometres until our next station, so hopefully we don't overshoot it or mess it up in any way, shape or form. Where are we actually going to? Grod 6, where's that on our list? So what I'm guessing is that these stations on this list are ones that we're passing, but I think possibly the ones we're stopping at are this one with a little person symbol on it. I would imagine that would be the case, because that means passengers. I'm not sure though. I have got to admit though, it's an absolutely stunning game. It looks really, really good. It's just, there's a lot to it that makes it kind of hard to play as a beginner. But I suppose once you get your head round it, it's a real good bit of fun. Right, so the distance is a bit more specific. So we've got 3.5 kilometres and we've got a couple of minutes to get into our station. So we're going to be early, and I mean that kind of helps because we're on autopilot for a minute. So we can now start paying attention to stopping. Got another train going back the other way, so there's plenty of AI on this route, or are they actual people? Right, we've got our first yellow, so is that a train in the platform over there? It is. So there's plenty of people on this route as well, so it's quite nice that as you're going along you can see plenty of people. We've just passed 2 like freight trains, so as you go along you see plenty of people, and I assume they're people. There's another one there, look. Yeah, this is quite cool actually. You can race people, look at this. Can we give it a couple of tones? Yeah, a couple of tones, there you go. I mean, we've got, I think, a yellow, so we need to start paying attention to what we're doing. We're also going way too quick. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I've applied the emergency brakes again. Oh no. Right, okay. That's fine. We can stop there anyway because we were due to go for a red. It's gone yellow now, typically. Now we need to fix this. So if I do that, hopefully we can just put that into off. Press that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so don't press the minus button too much because apparently it applies this thing, which is a little bit annoying. Right, we're applying power. Let's go. Let's go. Right, up to 50%. We don't want to go too quick. We've got 2 kilometers, less than 2 kilometers to Grodzigs. So we're doing all right. Slowly does it. Entrance onto track number 2B. Okay, that's fine. So one thing with this as well is the simulation aspect of it. It's like very realistic, which is yeah, pretty interesting. I think someone once said that they actually use it for training real train drivers. So I mean, if I succeed, I'm basically a train driver, aren't I? There we go. Let's stop there. I think that'll do. That's a decent stop, you know. I'm happy with that. Cool. Right. Can we open the doors? Yeah, there we go, we've done it. We've successfully stopped at a station, and it's not too much of an overshoot either. It's quite cool that you can run around the platforms and stuff as well. That's very cool. I think in the dispatcher mode you can run around like a little signal box, so we might have a little look at that. I suppose one thing I would like to see is the actual doors being opened, because that kind of makes life a bit easier. It's hard to tell whether the doors are open or not. Obviously you can see the timer, but like in Train Sim World, for example, when you've stopped at a station, you can see the doors opening and closing, and it kind of makes life a little bit easier for myself. Right, let's jump back in and get ready to depart any second. Right, I'm going to release the brakes as well in preparation so we can go. Close the doors. Yeah? Is that all good? Doors are shut. Apply power. Let's go. Let's go. We're doing better than before. Let's go. Right then, we're up to 160 any minute now. So our next platform, or station even, is this one down here, which I think is in about 10 minutes time. Yeah? Okay, right, full beans it. How far until that station? Right then, we're up to 160. Full beans it. Let's go. Apply loads of power, please. Loads and loads of beans. So, how far until our next station? That'll be useful to know. Oh, we've got 4 kilometers. Okay, right, that's plenty of time. Plenty of time. So we need to be there. It says in 10 minutes, so I'm guessing we'll get there in plenty of time unless we have a red. Right, let's take the beans off there because we're almost at 160, so maybe just a couple of beans, about 10% beans. I think that'll be alright. Got another train coming back the other way. Hello. Couple of tones. Nice. Are they actual people then? There's a lot of trains. When I jumped into the lobby, there was only like 5 or 6 people in the lobby itself. So are those AI trains or are they actual people? Right, we're almost speeding then, so let's set the beans off there. So we're coming through another station in a second, and then we need to start slowing down. So maybe if I start applying some power now, we should be all good. So let me just put it down to 50% brakes, and that should be alright. Slowly does it. Here's the platform, I can see it. So more brakes, please. More brakes. A lot more brakes. 90% brake. That should be okay. I hope so anyway. If we've applied too much brake, we can release it. Right, 50 kilometers. That should be okay. 50 kilometers as we approach in. So as we hit the station, I think you're meant to hit them at like 60 kilometers anyway. So kind of good practice. Here's the edge of the platform now, and then I'm going to start applying some brakes about now. 20% should be okay. Hopefully. Yeah? Ah, that's absolutely fine. Nice and smooth. Very nice and smooth. Right then, let's stop there. More brakes, please. A lot more brakes. Just full brakes. Why not? That's another decent stop. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Look at that. That's fantastic. I couldn't have stopped better if I tried. I have got to admit, it's absolutely stunning, this game. I like the detail, like the roads and stuff nearby. Really, really nice. So, we can get going any second now. So, we've got 4 seconds. And then, it should say to us, we're all good. Right. We're all good? Yep. Cool. Let's do it. Let's go. Full power, up to 160. What's our next station? It's in 6 kilometers time. Let's go. Ah, I'm an idiot. I've just realised this thing with the timetable. So this was the station we were stopping at. And then this is our next one. And then this is the one I was on about in 10 minutes time. So I'll probably end the video just here if we make it there anyway. So 5 kilometers to go. And it'd be good if it told you which stations you weren't stopping at, because there was a list of them that we weren't stopping at. So I'm not too sure what that was about. I mean, what does PH mean? Is that like a Polish word for like stopping station or something? Well, let's take the beans off there. What's this train? This looks like a 182. Hello. It's a train I've not seen before. It's a freight train. Freight's not something I've not given a go. I do need to give it a go at some point though. I'm guessing a lot of this must be AI, because obviously the way we jump into a service, like, we're still rolling, so it must be like a built timetable already that you have to jump into. Right, so let's apply some brakes as well, because we're approaching that station very quickly. Cool, right, here's our next station, so maybe a bit more brakes. Oh no! No! I mean, we've completed it anyway. I mean, I'm not too sure why it's kicked us out. I think when I loaded into him, it did say like it was 20 minutes long, so I'm guessing you only drive a little bit of the service, so unless I'm doing something wrong, that just must be the case. But how well did we do? We covered 20 kilometers in 17 minutes, pretty decent. We consumed 145 kilowatts of electricity, and we had a regeneration factor of 29%. I don't know what that means. What about this list here? So we stopped at 2 stations, 1 early and 1 on time, and then the other one probably would have been on time as well. So, I mean, how come we can't do this full service? That would be quite cool if we could do that. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you do a full service. I would have liked to have gone all the way down to here, but I'm not too sure. It must be a setting I've got enabled. But anyway, I quite enjoyed that. So let me jump back into another train and do a bit of an outro. Right then, I've jumped back into an autopilot service just to do a bit of an outro. But what do I think of multiplayer? I quite like it. It's a good bit of fun. Don't get me wrong, I've got a few things that I need to get my head around, because I'm not too sure how the sort of like scenario lengths work. I would like to do like a longer service or a set service, or start randomly somewhere, so let me know in the comments how I do that. I mean, I'll also want to play this on a stream at some point, so if I've got any questions you can help me answer them and, you know, mess me around in the multiplayer mode, because I can imagine it'll be a good bit of fun. So as our train approaches into a station, I'm going to leave that video there. So thank you all for watching this video. I've been Richie, and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye bye.